for football indeed in Chicago as their guys get set to do battle with Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions.
Kickoff for Chicago.
The bye weeks are over. It's all about football all the time as we're underway here in Week 13. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. They run with Adrian Peterson, the second active leading rusher in the NFL. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
At the 28-yard line.
Out of the gun, Stafford. He'll into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football, but at the same time you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. Desmond Trufant there making the tackle.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now it's Trubisky. That's complete to the Memphis man, Anthony Miller. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. A very solid gain of 27.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bears have taken the early lead. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. Each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
On the return. The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
Only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
And the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. From the gun, here's Stafford. And that will be incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Bears take over.
First and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand. And now nothing but green ahead of him. Past the 20, 10, touchdown, Chicago. Tariq Cohen, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bears are able to show off their quick strike ability.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. This is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
And he's brought down after a very nice gain. First down, here's a run with Peterson. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. They'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
An incomplete and excellent play downfield. Should have been picked off, really. But second down instead. First carry for DeAndre Swift. And everyone on their assignment defensively there as he'll be taken down behind the line. They lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Third and long, it's Stafford. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 16. Able to convert on 3rd and 14, a terrific play call.
And the Lions.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. He'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19.
He was brought down by Buster.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Stafford brings up 4th down. Solid coverage by the Bears D. It was Roquan Smith who got his big hand in there to knock it away.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
And the 13-year man puts it through, and they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in, because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Trubisky to throw. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They become a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. And I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
Middle of the field, it's Robinson. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Give him 32 on the play.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
Trubisky gives to Cohen. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown, you're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
They'll come out in the pistol. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Just like that.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Anthony Miller, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears will add on to their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Throwing is Stafford. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown.
Touchdown, Bears.
partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick six. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already.
Pinheiro to kick off for Chicago.
Pinheiro now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
That's the reason we ball for. Circle round twice for the encore. If you know, you know.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now a look at the backup, Daniel. And now he'll fire deep downfield for James. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact. But in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well. Incomplete.
From the shotgun on 3rd, Daniel. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And he will score. Touchdown, Chicago.
Touchdown, Bears.
That pick six extending this lead even further. And boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the 3rd quarter. But things don't improve fast then. I think the backups get a lot of play in the 2nd half.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Yeah. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Shotgun snap for Daniel. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
I don't know about you, but I wanted to reach out of the booth and snatch that pass myself. That thing floated forever up there. I think that threw off the timing of the receiver. That's why he couldn't get his feet down even though he caught the ball.
You know, Charles, I would have liked to have seen that.
Yeah, me too.
For you. I wanted to see you reach out and catch that.
Yeah, you've heard about my hands, huh?
Here's Jack Fox now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. A call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
1-yard gain.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
Down by Trey Flowers.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready. It looked for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
On 3rd down, a run with Cohen. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. They get the first. The decision to run on 3rd and medium winds up being a good one.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
Focusing on me, way from Tel Aviv. Barbados with the hustle pockets,
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
All right. Let's go, D, let's go.
A shotgun handoff to Patterson. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
On 3rd down, Cohen. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
The pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8.
Push him back. Push him back. Check. Go, check. Out. Check, go.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
Sean Gibson brought him down.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the 1st down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Check 25.
Off the draw, here's Johnson. And he'll be tackled at about the 35.
Johnson, the Lion ball.
There to make the tackle, Khalil Mack.
At the 35-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And his throw here is incomplete. Kenny Galladay, the Pro Bowler, was his intended target. But now it's 3rd down.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, Daniel. A throw for Galladay is going to be intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
Number 20.
And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
He's taken
credit to tackle that time to Deshaun Hand.
A 3-yard pickup.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Brought down right.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down. On the give, this is Cohen. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
A loss of a.
That's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them. They did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you get this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
He's crashing. He's checking crash.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Daniel. And now he'll fire deep downfield for James. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
For Jesse James.
I'm looking at this with my defensive eyeglasses on because you remember the old days when a tight end saw a linebacker covering him and thought he had a mismatch? But the way they can run nowadays, not necessarily so. They gave it a shot downfield. That one incomplete.
And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Daniel on 1st down. Going for the deep ball. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
Johnson.
Certainly no lack of aggressiveness here. They were hoping for the home run play to get them 6 points. They're hoping for a catch, maybe a call, but they figure they can at least get into field goal range with a completion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's a screen to Powell. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. Off play action, Daniel. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Khalil Mack, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase. What did you do at halftime? Well, the way they ran offense in the first half, I think they were very calm, congratulatory, but also what they were saying is don't expect them to be the same on defense. They'll be the ones making the adjustments. Let's see what they do, and we'll attack accordingly.
And we'll see how they attack here. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
On third down, Cohen. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
Agnew now to return. We'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return, and the Lions will take over
at their own 31-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And, Charles, the good news, they got to stop defensively. The bad news, this is a huge hole that they're in right now. How do they start to dig out of it?
That's a great question because we're not even going to talk about how do they win it, right? We want to see how they can kind of claw back and at least make themselves feel better about the game because this one is likely out of reach, but maybe one possession at a time. Try and play a little bit better and have some respect when you come out of the game.
First down.
On first down, it's Peterson. And he stopped immediately there. Akeem Hicks that time on the tackle.
No gain.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On second down, here's Daniel. And this is incomplete.
Well, coming into this one, we expected that this offense would have trouble with this defense, and that's exactly the way that this game has gone. Pressure in his face, coverage downfield has been tight. That led to another incompletion. This defense, they're exactly who we thought they were coming into this one.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
Intercepted. The Bears take over first and 10.
So first and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Patterson on the carry. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first. I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender and the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, sometimes a thing of beauty.
He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
At the 29-yard line.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature in the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
On second down now, it's Patterson.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
7.
They got to get it to the 21 here on third down. On the handoff, it's Cohen. Yeah, this defense rallies, and they stop him short of the first down right near the 24. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to fourth down.
A 4-yard gain. It's fourth down.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. He connected on his first, this from 41. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's first and 10 just outside the 30. They'll run it with Johnson. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here.
Back at the 34-yard line.
Now on second and 13. Daniel. Open man. He's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Hockenson.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. From the gun, here's Daniel. Completing it here to Marvin Jones. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23.
Gain of 4 yards.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag? You just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Space to maneuver at the 40. And he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line. 15 yards on the play, first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On first down, they go right back to Cohen. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
The ball carrier.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Now Cohen. And he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49. A gain of just 2.
Across midfield to the
If they're going to get a first down out of this, they're going to have to earn it because there's been tough going in the interior there. And here we are on 3rd and 1. Be prepared. Brace yourself. Going to be some contact going on.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46.
The ball didn't work very well on that play. Defenders on 3rd and short know it's going to be a quick read. And really, the quarterback's just going to turn around and hand it off. So that way, you're able to diagnose the play and try and get to the point of attack. But when you're dealing with a fullback, it's hard to knock him backwards.
And they will not have time to get another play in here as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll run on first down. It's Patterson, and able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
down at the 42-yard.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Not much there, maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
He was brought down by Trey Flowers. A gain of 2 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 4.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Again, it's Cohen. Oh, Cohen lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. He was trying to do anything he could to get that final little bit for the first down. Instead, he lost the ball.
Yeah, and he was short of the first down, but not by much. Trying his best, as you noted, to get there. Sometimes that extra effort can cost you.
A pass there over the middle to start things out. That catch good for only a couple. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. The left side completion to Jones. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 11 yards there, first down. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
On first down, Daniel. Amendola catching it left side. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
Amendola. out of bounds at the 43-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45.
Number 33, carry on.
Good tackle by Akeem Hicks, and what a nice career he's had. Remember, he played his college ball in Canada. Now in his 5th season with the Bears and 9th overall in the NFL.
The Lions on 3rd down. Just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. Here it's 3rd and 2. Operating from the gun. Daniel. Got a man. It's Amendola. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 21 yards there on 3rd down.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. Buster Screen is able to bring him down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play, stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Looking downfield for Jones. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. From the gun, Daniel. And that is incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. They were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On the give, this is their fullback. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
2nd and 8 coming up. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
The Bears on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. They try again with Cohen. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield.
That's good.
The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes us forward for about 6.
The tackle by...
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. And he's going to be met at about the 43. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
That's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through. And that's a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a 3rd down.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2.
Check. 40's mine. 40's the mine. 40's the mine. Hey, I'm coming.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
34-yard line.
They run with Patterson. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Gain of 2.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Today's final.
Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.